This small, lightweight, pop-top off-road travel trailer is the Teton X Hybrid. Today, I'm going to give you a full walkthrough of all the exterior and interior features of this lightweight travel trailer. Since the Teton X Hybrid is an expedition camper, the dimensions of it are very important because you never know where you'll be taking it. The actual cab is 10 feet long, 79 inches wide, and 62 inches tall. With the tongue, it's 173 inches long. Now the Teton X Hybrid has a GVWR of 3,500 pounds. With standard options, it's just under 2,000 pounds dry. With all of the options, it's around 2,800 pounds dry, which means even with all of the options, you can still carry about 700 pounds worth of gear, which is quite a bit for a small travel trailer like this. The other neat feature is that since it only has a GVWR of 3,500 pounds, that means this small travel trailer can be towed by most vehicles. Now I'm going to start the walkthrough on the exterior, then we'll go inside. But before I do, this is actually our friend's trailer. So he is letting us borrow it for this walkthrough. So just keep in mind that some of their stuff is going to be in here and they've made their own modifications to this trailer. So this will give you a general idea of what the Teton X Hybrid looks like with people who actually use it. Now, as I said, starting at the tongue, there is a lock box. This is an option from the factory. It holds quite a bit of stuff and you can actually fit a longer lockbox here. On both sides of the lockbox, they have roto packs and then your propane container up front with a spare on the back that I'll show you later. Along the driver's side of the camper is this exterior shower. Back here is where the output for the shower is, and there is a hole in this canvas so you can bring the shower wand right through and take your shower. The other cool feature with this is that it can become an outhouse. So you can take your cassette toilet from inside the camper, bring it outside, and use the bathroom here rather than having to go in the camper with your family inside or having to kick them out. There is exterior storage that is lockable. This opens up. It also passes through to the other side, but they did get the optional outdoor kitchen, so this is about a foot deep. Here is your water fill, shore power, and 2 inputs for portable solar panels. Now our friend has 510 watts of solar on the roof, as well as 260 portable solar panels. So he has more than enough solar to stay off grid, but to capture all that energy, he has upgraded to 200 amp hours of lithium batteries inside the camper. To put the shower away, simply remove the 2 poles and just lay them on the ground. And then this just folds up into here. You roll up the canvas, and then there are straps to keep the canvas in here. This zips up along with the poles and you're good to go. My favorite option of this little camper is this. They opted for a 12-volt AC unit. This is the back with the radiator and fan. The condenser unit and everything is inside. This runs directly off of their 200 amp hours of lithium batteries. And from what our friend has said, the 200 amp hours can run this thing about 4 to 5 hours. Even more if they have all of their solar deployed along with what's on the roof and those 2 exterior panels. This also has a max air vent on the roof, so that'll help keep you cool in nice temperatures, but when it gets really hot, fire up the AC unit and you are good to go. Now with the rest of the back of the camper, there is a bumper here with a 2-inch hitch, spare tire, and note that this spare tire is not included in the 173-inch total length of this camper. Spare propane tank, and up here are the inputs for the roof solar. So if you needed to switch them out or add a new one, they're easy to access. On both sides of the camper are these LED lights. There is also a 12-volt plug here if you have anything you need to plug in outside. Now, one of the main features that makes this an off-road trailer is the Timbren trailing arm independent suspension system. There is no axle on this, so this is made to go off-road. Now let me show you some of the other cool features of this camper on the passenger side. This is where it's really at right here. They've added a batwing awning that goes all the way around to the other side of the camper. But here is where your kitchen is. Exterior table. So now you have part of your outdoor kitchen. You have a big counter space, sink that is plumbed into the water tank of the camper, and a 2-burner gas stove, which is removable. On the other side, you have a 75-liter chest refrigerator and freezer, and drawers for all your kitchen goodies. So this really becomes where your living area is. You can sleep and hang out inside, especially if the weather is bad, but when the weather is as gorgeous as this, deploy your awning, bust out your kitchen, sit down, have a cup of coffee, breakfast, dinner, whatever, and enjoy the outdoors, because that is what this camper is made to take you to. Now, before we go inside, I should reiterate that this is a pop-top camper. This top comes down, and when it is down, the total height of the camper is around 62 inches tall. Okay, so this is the front of the camper, and from where I'm standing, it is about 6'7" from the floor to the ceiling. I'm 5'11" to give you some idea of the height, but there is plenty of room if you want to stand up here and just hang out. Most of the time though, when you come into the camper, you're either going to be sitting or sleeping. So as you move back, the roof starts to get a little bit lower on you. There is a fan right up here, 4 LED lights on the ceiling. You have a window and screen. Pull that down. So this is a kind of like a plastic window. And you have a bug screen. What's nice about this is it lets in a lot of fresh air, especially when you have the door or the 2 windows open. Now below the window, you have 2 storage areas. Under here, you actually have access to that outdoor refrigerator when the slide is pushed in. So if the weather's nasty or it's late and you just want to grab a cold drink, pop this up and you can get into your refrigerator or freezer. Now these shelves actually do fold up for larger items. There is a little lip here so things don't slide out. This is actually our buddy's magazine who owns this trailer, so if you are so inclined, please check it out. Now in a minute, I'll show you the queen bed in here, but this is a cot for another adult or child. What's nice about this is if you don't want to use the cot, you can either remove it entirely or undo the pins, fold the cot up, and it pins into the roof so that it is out of the way when you don't need it, comes down when you do. But if you think about this, you can get 2 adults in the queen bed, a child down here, and another child or adult up here, so you can sleep about 4 people. That means if you're going camping in an SUV that has 4 seats or maybe even 5, you can get all those people out on the trail and then have a place for everybody to sleep at night. So here is the bed area. This is a tabletop. I'll set that up in a minute. But the way this stores is you have one mattress that kind of pushes up against the wall. This one here, if you wanted to deploy both, just pull this one out, drop that one down, and now you have a queen size bed. What's nice about this is if you just needed a single bed, you don't have to set up the whole bed. You can leave your table up and just sit down for a cup of coffee in the morning. You don't have to set the table up, put the bed away, or that sort of thing. Down to my left, this is actually where the AC unit is. So all the lines run to that radiator on the back of the camper. The outlet is up here, And from what our buddy tells us, this is an 8,000 BTU unit. And he said you can drop the temperature in here about 20 degrees below the ambient temperature outside. So on a 100-degree day, this will probably get about 80 degrees in here, which is pretty good when you are camping out and you really need some relief from that heat. The other nice thing is, in very humid temperatures, this will help remove a lot of the humidity in your camper and mitigate condensation issues. Next to the AC in this cubby here is a portable camping toilet. It locks in place back here, pull it out, and if you don't want to use the toilet inside your camper, again, you can take it outside and set it up in your portable shower. Now, I have done an extensive review on portable camping toilets, which we will link to in this video and in the description below. Along the base of the bed, you have access panels to all of your critical systems. Under here, you have access to all of your fuses, wiring, that sort of thing. Under here, you have your water tank, solar charge controller, and water pump. And on this side, access to the 2,000 watt pure sine inverter. On both sides of the campers, you have these windows. These are dual pane acrylic windows that flip out. Both of them have a bug screen as well as blackout shades. Now let me set up the table. So this bar gets stored back there. Lift this up, drop it in there. And now you have a dining table, place to play cards. If this was in your way like it is for me, you could move it up and attach it to the ceiling. This also turns, so it makes it much easier to get in. And what's nice is you can actually use the bed as a cushion. Now below that table, 120 outlet, 12 volt USB plugs, and a 12 volt plug. Now here is your control panel for the entire camper. Before I get into that, behind here you have another 120 outlet, 12 volt plug, and USB plugs. This is your controls for the Dometic propane furnace. Here are your controls for your AC system. This is your solar energy controller and battery monitor. And this is actually your water heater. So you do have hot water for the outdoor shower and the sink. This is a tankless water system. And over here you have light switches for the interior, your exterior light switches, water pump switches, and whatnot. The camper also has a screen. The screen has a privacy curtain that can go up. This is also great for keeping sunlight out and keeping it cool inside. Now the only difficult part with this camper is with having such a small door, it's hard to get in and out without banging your head. Now the Teton X Hybrid starts at just under $22,000 and goes up from there depending on the options you choose. Teton X is made in the US. They are based in St. George, Utah. And that has been a complete walkthrough. Thank you again to our friends for letting us borrow this for the day and play around with it. Really appreciate it. If you want to see more walkthroughs or learn more about how we like to camp, head on over to our website at we'retherussos.com. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next time. Bye.